main character, the male lead, and the male lead's younger sister, they went to a yarn shop so the male lead could buy yarn to make a hat for his sister. And the main character buys yarn to quote unquote make mittens, but it's because he couldn't get the salesperson to leave him alone, so he just stated he does knit and that he would buy yarn and that he was going to make mittens with the yarn, but he ends up giving the yarn to the male lead instead. And I was like, oh! So the main character's class has to go against class 5 for a basketball tournament. And they were doing badly because the main character was made to sit on the sidelines with the male lead until they needed them because they wanted them to be their secret weapon. Except their team was failing really badly, so they had to send the male lead and the main character in. And once they got the main character and male lead into the game, they won the game. So the male lead's older sister figure, she owns a clothing store and she makes clothes. She's not just a singer that sings in a band, but she also makes clothes. And she usually gets people to model her clothes, like she has a permanent model and gets temp models. She also has a permanent photographer, but both her permanent photographer and her permanent model can't work this round of clothing. And so she asked the male lead to be her photographer because sometimes he helps, takes photos. And she asked him if he knows anyone that can be a model for her. And he's like, yeah, I know somebody. And he gets the main character to model. So after the first photo shoot, the male lead was going to take the main character home, except they see the main character's biological parents fighting each other and the main character's biological siblings trying to stop the fight. And so the male lead's like, you can come home with me. So this is the first time the main character's spending the night over at the male lead's place. So at the photo shoot, the first photo shoot, the male lead got hot for the main character. Like, man had to go to the bathroom and cool down for a bit because he couldn't handle it. And then during the sleepover, the main character also had to sneak into the bathroom and cool down for a bit because he couldn't handle the male lead. Also, this is when the male lead kind of gets a confirmation. Like, he already started figuring out that the main character is gay, but this is when he finally confirms in his own belief and the main character confirming it for him that the main character is gay. And it was such a sweet moment because they were talking about one of those fresh out of jail friends the male lead has. He is gay. And this is when the main character finds out through the male lead's mom, who knows about the dude being gay, because the woman thought the main character was the dude's boyfriend. And the male lead's like, no, he's not his boyfriend. And they kind of have a talk about this whole situation. And it was a really sweet moment. What is not a sweet moment is the main character's biological mother hunted him down and then started berating him in front of his school, then took him away from his school and started berating him away from his school. The main character could not deal with it. He literally had to leave this woman, and she was cursing him out. At first, she was acting like, oh, she didn't want to get rid of him, but in actuality, revealed that she wanted him for the money he got from his adopted parents. Just like his biological father. She doesn't actually care for him. With all these emotions with dealing with both his biological father and his biological mother, when one of his classmates sets him off, specifically a kid from another class, which was a kid from class 5, sets him off, he attacks the kid and causes a brawl between class 5 and his class. And they all had to be sent to the office to get a talking to. His teacher tries talking to the main character about what set the main character off, because the main character is practically a all-star student. Like, he is very much a well-behaved student compared to his classmates and fellow schoolmates. Like, the teacher is literally shocked because of the main character's behavior. And the main character refuses to explain what's going on because he doesn't know how to explain to his teacher what's going on with his parents, both his biological parents and adopted parents. By the time they do their second photo shoot, the main character is still not able to contain his emotions with what happened with his biological mother and what's happened with his adopted parents and what's going on with his biological father. Like, man is not doing very well. Also, he finds out the male lead had seen him when he had his meltdown by the pond when he was shooting his slingshot, and so the main character's not very pleased, and he pulls out his slingshot and starts shooting the male lead with it. Full on shooting the male lead, and I felt so bad for the male lead because the male lead did not deserve that. Like, the main character was taking his upsetness out on the male lead, but they were able to calm the situation down and actually talk, which was really nice. But still, I felt bad for the male lead for getting shot at. Also, the male lead talks about his dad to the main character. So remember, the main character has been told by his biological dad that the male lead killed his dad. But the male lead explains to the main character what happened. So he tells the main character about how his father was so abusive to him, his mother, his younger sister, even almost murdered his younger sister. Just the reason why his sister is unable to talk. Like, she could barely talk before. Like, she at least could make out words and sentences. But now she can't talk at all for what his father did to her. So yes, his father was a drunken abuser. And one day his father dragged him to a pond. And because his father was drunk, stumbled into the pond. And he was fearful. Like, he wanted to save his dad's life. He wanted to save the man. But at the same time, he feared that if he saved that man would have killed him. And he probably had planned to kill the male lead by dragging the male lead there. He was fearful. He also feared that his dad might go to his mom and sister after saving his father's life and continue to beat them, or worse, kill them. Like, this poor boy was having literal meltdown while his dad was dying, and then his dad died. And someone came across it. Like, someone had saw his dad drag the male lead there and then tried seeing what was going on, only to come across the dead man in the pond and the young boy beside the pond. Yes, it's a mess. So every year during the death of his father, he has little meltdowns, he has nightmares, he freaks over it. And they have a whole conversation about it, and it was really nice. Again, like, I love how these two are sitting down having conversations. Like, perfect. They also talk why the male lead didn't believe the main character when the main character had, met the sister for the first time and had called the male lead, telling the male lead, hey, I found your sister, come get her. It was because the sister does not like strangers, will not go to people. She doesn't even like the people who are the male lead's group of friends, the fresh out of jail people. She doesn't even like them. She doesn't even go to them. She doesn't have conversations with them. She just avoids them when they're around. So it was a shocker for him and unbelievable for him that she just went up to the main character, stayed by the main character's side, did not want to leave the main character, was like full on bonded with the main character. And again, it's super sweet because this little girl, she loves the main character. She wanted the main character to come to the yarn shop with them. She constantly wants to be by the main character's side. Like, it is so cute. I love the relationship between the main character and the male lead, the main character and the male lead sister, and the male lead and his sister. Like, the relationship they all three have with each other is just perfect. Like, I just love it so much. She's also, like, super adorable, and the main character loves to pamper her. Like, he like easily just does whatever she wants. Like, she just has to look at him with her big round eyes, and he's like, okay, yes, I'll do what you want. Like,